Named funniest show on TV by TV Guide, Corner Gas went on to become Canada's #1 comedy, broadcast in over 26 countries. The man behind it all stopped by in Edmonton for a quick chat. Well, the face of Canadian comedy, a man who needs no introduction whatsoever, Brent Butt. Welcome to Edmonton, to the City of Champs. Have you been here before?
I have, many times.
Sure. Sorry about the weather. It's not exactly the perfect weather, but you are used to it from being from Vancouver.
Yeah, the little rain isn't going to dissolve me. I'm of hardier stock than this. It could be minus 80, right? I could be here in
there you go.
November.
You might need a parka next time you come here.
I have a generous layer of natural blubber. I'm fine.
Well, you're here for a stand-up over at the Wynn Spear. But before we get into your stand-up, I was actually looking at your website. Every once in a while, you post little comics here and there. And I know back in your career, maybe way back in the day, you created a comic with your buddy. So is that something that you want to continue on for the rest of your life? Something to do to get away from the television and comedy thing that you do?
Not really. I mean, I've always liked drawing. I never liked drawing for a living. Like when we did the comic book, it's so much drawing. I'm very much a doodler. I like to sit and doodle, jerk around, do cartoons for fun. That's why just drawing something for fun and popping it up on the website that scratches that itch for me.
Well, we mentioned your website and you keep it updated, social networking as well. You're always on Twitter. Do you like that interaction with fans, that instant connection with them?
I do. I mean, Twitter's the only social kind of media that I do. I tried doing some of the other stuff. They always felt like they required too much of you, or there didn't feel like there was a legitimate connection. But with Twitter, I started doing it, liked it. You were communicating with people directly right away, and so yeah, I'm kind of hooked now. I'm a bit of a Twitter nut.
And the response on Twitter was overwhelming. We asked you which show you liked better, Corner Gas or Hiccups. The responses were almost unanimous.
I mean, we knew going in doing Hiccups that it was unlikely that it was going to attain the same level of, the same viewership that Corner Gas did, because it was, we were setting records with Corner Gas, and every time you do a show, you can't set records, right? But Hiccups had a great, loyal fan base, so we did really well, Hiccups did, it was outdrawing a lot of the U.S. sitcoms that were airing at the time, and we had a blast doing it. But yeah, Corner Gas really touched a wide group of people. But I've always liked the idea of a Corner Gas movie, a one-off. That's something I would consider doing in the future. It's something I like the idea of doing. It's just they're tricky to do. Putting a movie together is a tricky thing. There's a lot to it, and I'm hoping it's something that might come together one day.
If it does happen, that movie would likely take a while to develop. However, if you're looking for a feature film from Brent, they'll be filming one in Vancouver coming up this fall. Can you give us a little bit of the synopsis?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like it would be better from you than for me to tell it to the audience.
Sure. It's called No Clue. It's a kind of a detective movie, a traditional kind of. I'm a big fan of murder mysteries. I always have been. I love that genre, and this is kind of how this all started. I just wanted to kind of try and write that script, see if I could do that. And it was a fantastic process writing, a real challenge. But at the end of the day, I got a lot of good feedback from the script, and so now. We're going to make this detective movie about a guy who's trying to solve. There's an actual murder, and I didn't want to make it a wacky, zany comedy. I wanted to make it a movie that, if it wasn't comedic, it would still work. So it's realistic, pretty gritty. There's actual murder. There's actual danger, and it's just that the main character, the comedy comes from the fact that he's kind of in over his head. He's not up to the challenge, and so he's kind of, he's floundering a bit. That's where the comedy comes from.
Aside from TV and film production, Brent continues to tour the country performing stand-up as often as he can.
There's a lot of new material. When I do the show here at the Wynn Spear on the 22nd, there's going to be a good chunk of that material that I've never done here, that I've never done on television. So it's exciting to do that.
Dirtier, grittier?
Filth. I'm all filth. If you know me at all, boy, I'm blue as blue can be. No, it's true. I'm kind of known as a guy who generally works pretty clean. So that's likely what it's going to be. But one of the things I love about stand-up is, you kind of have the freedom to do whatever. There are kind of no taboos. It's just I'm generally not a very filthy individual. I don't think in terms of filth
Not
very
during
often.
the daytime anyway.
No, I'm much more a food-driven animal. A lot of people are thinking about sex all the time, and I'm thinking, I wonder, does gravy come with that? Do we have any pie in the house? That kind of thing.
Check out Brent's website for stand-up tour dates, hand-drawn comics, and a constantly updated blog. Kimberly Wynn, Shaw TV, Capital Region.